uh, and I know on another level when it comes to what I provide and what I do is this notion of truth. Truth is very important. I can't deny it. Um, However, at the same time, I know there's limits to it. Um, I don't necessarily deal with the notion of truth per se. What I actually do instead is I deal with and I work with people's perceptions. There is an objective truth out there. I don't know if I'm ever able to tap into it. I know there is an ability to have that objective truth. We can call it the absolute truth. It exists. However, it's tainted by so many things in our lives. So what it comes down to is our perception, and those are real. And I won't minimize that. And everything is real. It's our perceptions are real. It's what evokes our responses and our experiences. Those perceptions, you know. And I'm not going to try to get into any implications beyond that. But I know a lot of people, they search for the truth, and it has a purpose. It does give a certain freedom to know what's going on as a way of finding a remedy. So at the same time, maybe I also tell people that may not also be necessary. It would be great, but there's other ways of growing, even though we don't know, the traditional absolute truth. Having a plan is something that we could also rely on instead, with people that we trust and people that are constructive and people that are therapeutic. Once again, the truth is fruitful, but it's not necessary for growth per se. Having a plan is the next best thing. I don't know how my transmission in my car works. I don't know the truth behind it. I know some of the truth behind how my car runs and the transmission and the gasoline and the combustion, but I don't know the full truth. But I can still run that bad boy to the ground, and that is based on a plan. It's not based on the truth. I will probably never know the truth to a lot of things, but I can still perform pretty well. Like I just used with the analogy of the car. I don't know the full truth of how my car works, but I can really run that vehicle to the ground based on a plan. And that's kind of what I try to simplify when it comes to what I do with people. Once again, just trying to simplify things, if that makes kind of any sense. And another conversation that when it comes to the whole premise of when I talk to people is this notion of, I hear a lot, things are getting worse, or, when they were 5 years old, it looked this way, and now at 10, it looks so much worse. And that could be the truth. However, I also tried to bring up another conversation. I don't necessarily will conclude that things are worse 5 years apart. Sometimes it's situationally appropriate, given that it's 5 years later and there's been no interventions, there's been no therapy. What else would I expect? I would expect things to progress. That's not worse. That is just a natural progression for the individual. It shouldn't look better. It's not being interrupted. There's no protective factors that are remedying the situation. So it's only natural that things would become a natural progression. So I don't always necessarily say things are worse for someone at 10, knowing that things look so much different. It could be, if it doesn't justify the situation and it just doesn't add up. So I don't necessarily go with things are getting worse. I also try to bring in the whole notion of things are naturally going to progress if there's no interruption to where the person is going. Okay, once again, this is not all-inclusive to every situation. This is only talking about in a cognitive level. Physiologically, it's different. I'm not speaking to that. All right. Also, if you have any comments or ideas of interest that you would have, once again, not as to be your therapist, but just of conversation of what I could follow up with. I have several different topics and conversations written down, but this is not all about me. But at the same time, I want this to be to include others into where this goes. So any topics, any questions, or anything that you would want expanded on within reason, please let me know, and I could include that with the material when I make future videos as well. So I appreciate at this point, just want to keep it nice and simple. But I look forward to continue this. Have everyone a good day. Take care. Bye.